is First Coast News on your side with Heather Crawford and Anthony Oscar. Eating for the day or paying for your medication? It's a decision millions of Americans who fight to make ends meet face every day. Now, there's state legislation that could ease the money strain on diabetes patients here in Florida. On your side's Cameron Eppinger explains.
It's a sad reality for many who are diagnosed with diabetes.
Do I eat? Do I pay rent? Do I get insulin? You know, you got to have your insulin.
Jason Forrester is from Jacksonville and was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at just 14 years old. He relies on 2 types of insulin to survive. Insulin is a prescription drug used to regulate blood sugar. It can cost patients hundreds of dollars every month, forcing some to ration the drug, a move that is risky and potentially fatal. Forrester has insurance which helps, but says even he constantly struggles to pay more than $100 a month in co-pays.
There's lots of stress related with money issues alone. Now you add money issues with your health, that just exponentially raises the concern of like, how am I going to pay for my insulin? How am I going to survive next week?
Forrester is not alone. According to the Department of Health, more than 2.4 million are living with diabetes in Florida. That's why some Florida lawmakers are proposing a new bill to help patients like Forrester in need. It's called Senate Bill 116, and it's aimed at capping monthly costs for insulin at $100. Tampa Senator Janet Cruz filed the bill, which has already cleared its first committee earlier this month.
This bill actually removes the patient from the equation. People should not be dying because they can't afford insulin.
Forrester says the bill is a step in the right direction and hopes lawmakers on both sides of the aisle will get behind it. Cameron Eppinger, First Coast News, on your side.